Okay, so you can share the Toastmasters promise and let's move on, sir.
Okay, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Morning.
How are we doing today? I think people are coming in, but we will start now. As usual and as always, we start by the Toastmasters promise, which is displayed on our screens. So for today, I would advise that we unmute our microphones and let us all read the Toastmasters promise, please. We will start on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. As a member of
Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the education program, to prepare for and do meeting assignments, provide members with helpful constructive evaluations, help the club maintain the
friendly environment
all members to learn and
have
my club as an officer when called upon to do so. Treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy. Bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmaster membership offers. To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational
and recognition
programs.
To act within Toastmasters core values of integrity,
respect,
service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
Let us give ourselves a round of applause. We just made so many promises, and I am sure we are ready to fulfill them all. Now, without any further ado, we started the meeting late. We'll quickly head on to introduce the person who would officially open this meeting for us. This is usually the person who gives us the feature speech, and in this case, for today, we have the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Today, he would honor us with the opening remarks, if you like, for the meeting. And before he comes on stage, I'm sure we are all eager to hear from him. Let me give us a brief bio. He joined Toastmasters in 2017. He is an IT and fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa, watching football, and reading. He is the current president of Lighthouse Toastmasters, but that's not all. He's also the club growth director for Area 18. Recently, he has picked up cycling and golf. You can say that this man is living the life. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, with a round of applause, please give welcome to the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Larry Lawal.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gimba, for that warm introduction. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, an inch of time, an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. This is just according to the Chinese proverb. The set time, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and friends and colleagues, the set time. The set time is now. We started this meeting at a set time, 11:09 a.m. And we kick this actual set time, supposed to be 11 a.m. with a variance of 09 a.m. Prioritizing is an important aspect of productivity. Listed tasks should be things that matters, things that are in alignment with our objectives in life, and things that should not naturally distract us from what we really should be doing every day. According to Ramad, and everyone should live up to day by day. We have to all prioritize when we sleep, when we do things in terms of our career, the set time we need to prioritize in terms of our family, in terms of what we eat, the actual set time for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, but the set time is now. And procrastination, according to some other parlance, states that it is a disease. And if you don't hit the right set time and things are not time bound and it's open-ended, you may end up not doing the right thing at the right time. According to Juju Sabra and Martin Luther King Jr. during their conversation, the time is always right to do the right thing. That was a conversation they had, that the time is always right to do the right thing. So if you choose to do it at the end of the day, it is still the right time. But how do we set the real prioritization and have to honor the time that is a gift to us? According to Cherish Richardson, which states that time is a gift that most of us take for granted. We get so caught up with the busyness of our daily lives that we really stop and take a serious look at how we're spending this gift of time. I was a project manager, and I know what time it is for every project you need to deliver. From inception to what you ought to do, initial planning, up to execution, up to monitoring and controlling your time. And even within the set of execution and closing, you control time. And you must give every basic line item, because time is a gift. You must give it what the actual action it requires. No story is the same to us after a lapse of time, or rather we read it and longer the same interpreter. That's George Eliot. So I implore all of us to take our time to rest, time to sleep, time to talk, time to not to procrastinate things, and to ensure we push until we get to the real timeline so that we don't expose ourselves. There's time to celebrate. There's time to mourn. Hertz Rose in our depression states that the key to you to being able to recover from depression is set yourself a few simple goals that you can slowly build upon. Also, it is important to take things one day at a time. Whenever you achieve a particular goal, you set yourself, then reward yourself for doing so. With these few things, I'd like to encourage us to manage the benefit of time. There's time to work. There's time for leisure. There's time for Toastmasters activities, 11 to 1, first Saturday and third Saturdays of every month. And there's time to relax. And there's time to unwind. There's time to learn as much as possible. And there's time to unlearn. And there's time to relearn. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters, for listening. The set time is now. Without much further ado, I'd like to hand over this virtual learning to the Toastmaster of the day. Back to you, Toastmaster Gimba.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I have to use this
Good morning.
before anybody will respond. Why now? Let me be the lady that I am. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now somebody is talking. I always look forward to playing the Toastmaster of the day role only because I want to be pumped up. Good morning and get feedback. I don't know what's happening.
Anyway, my name is Olanriwaju Ayotola, and it is my privilege to serve as the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. So I remember like my first Toastmasters meeting, I was a guest that was invited by a guest. So I really didn't know what was going on. The first thing I didn't know. I was like, okay. I just saw people come up, talk so. Okay, whatever this is, I like it. And it wasn't until much later that I realized that Toastmaster is this organization that was set up about almost 100 years ago.
Yep.
And it was set up by this man called Ralph C. Smedley. And it was to help young men at the time build good communication skills. So at this point, it is to help every individual that desires to build confidence in public speaking, to build leadership skills, and all their interpersonal communication. So that's what Toastmasters is about. So you don't look like me. I'm wondering, what are these people doing? Now, if you're a guest, you already have an idea of what Toastmaster is really about. And a typical Toastmaster meeting has 3 parts. We have the table topic session where people come up to speak on any topic on their feet. Like you don't get a question earlier, you get the question as soon as you get there. So you get to learn to think and speak on your feet. And we also have the prepared speech session. Here, people who have gone to master their speeches in front of a mirror, like I always do, come and deliver beautiful speeches. And then we have the evaluation session. This is where we get feedback on all of our speeches and roles that we've played. Now, speaking of feedback, we have a team who is led by the general evaluator who handles this session. And it is at this point that I will introduce our general evaluator for today's meeting. The general evaluator for today is Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly. He joined Toastmaster in 2018 and has won Best Table Topic Speaker. He's a lawyer who enjoys reading, writing, and meditation. Please, with a round of applause, virtual or actual, welcome Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly. Toastmaster Lawrence, over to you.
I just admitted him back now, so you will speak.
Right, Toastmaster Lawrence, I just introduced you. Please introduce your team.
Okay, sorry for that break. All of a sudden, I just noticed that I no longer have any connection. So quickly to the task. My name is TM Lawrence Nolly. So I'm the general evaluator for today. And my role simply is to evaluate everything that will happen in today's meeting. And to join me in this just task, a team of wonderful people. First on the list is the grammarian. She is, her name is TM Ifoluwa Oshodi. TM Ifoluwa Oshodi is a banker, and she loves online window shopping. She joined Toastmasters in July 2021, and she can speak fluent French. House, please join me to welcome TM Ifoluwa Oshodi to the virtual rostrum. TM Ifoluwa, over to you. TM Ifoluwa Oshodi, can you hear me? I guess she's experiencing the problem I just experienced. So while we're waiting for her to get ready to come and tell us her role as a grammarian, let me pick our counter for today. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So TN Good News Willie. TN Good News Willie is a public servant. She joined Toastmasters in December 2021. She loves preaching, and she's always ready and willing to learn and develop herself. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, kindly join me to welcome TN Good News Willie to the virtual rostrum. TN Good News, over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role today is very simple. I am the ACT counter, and my responsibility is to count the number of words, repeated words that are necessary when making a speech. So I'm going to be looking out for words, fillers such as you know, like. And then at the end of today's meeting, I'll be back to present my reports when called upon by the General Evaluator. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, TN Good News, for that very wonderful introduction of your role. Next in my team is the listening evaluator. Our today Demola. TN Corridor Demola is a banker. She joined Toastmasters in October 2022. Lord, fellow Toastmasters and guests, kindly join me to welcome TN Corridor Ademola to the virtual restroom. TN Corridor Ademola, over to you.
TM Nolly, thank you very much. Good morning, Toastmasters. My role today is to play the listening evaluator. And as the listening evaluator, I will listen carefully to what everyone has to say and ensure that everybody's also listening by asking questions at the end of the day. And why is that important? It's important because it's good to speak well, as we come to learn from time to time in Toastmasters, but it's also good to listen well. When you listen well, you can influence people. And so listen well today so that we would be able to take the advantage of Toastmasters. Thank you very much. Over to you, TM Nolly.
Thank you, TM Korede, for that very wonderful. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much. So I would like to still call on our grammarian for today, TM Ifoluwa Oshodi. TM Ifoluwa, can you hear me? TM Ifoluwa Oshodi, can you hear me? Well, while we continue to wait for her, let me introduce the timekeeper for today. The timekeeper is no other person but my humble self, TM Lawrence Nolly. TM Lawrence Nolly joined Toastmasters in 2018 and has won Best Table Topic Speech. TM Lawrence is a lawyer who enjoys reading, writing, and meditation. Now, to explain my role as a timekeeper, I want to inform us that today's meeting has 3 sections. We have the table topic session, we have the prepared speech section, and also we have the evaluation session. Now, for the people that will be speaking during the table topic session, you are hereby informed that you have a maximum of 2 minutes to make your speech on that table topics. A maximum of 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute. Once it is 1 minute, I will display the green card. I will display the green card. Can somebody make me a co-host so that I can display the green card? TM Olariwaju, can you please make me a co-host so that I can display the green card?
TM Abubakar will do so.
Okay. So continuing my explanation as the timekeeper for table topics session, please note that once it's 1 minute, I will display this card. This is to let you know that you are on course and that you are spoken for the minimum time. Once you are spoken for 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will display the yellow card. This is to let you know that it is time to begin to wrap up your speech and that you have 30 seconds to complete that speech. At 2 minutes, I will display the red card, and that is to you have 30 additional seconds to do that. Failure to do that within these 30 seconds will disqualify your speech for table topics session. Speakers, please take note of this. Now for our prepared speakers, we have TM Jesufemi Ayola, who will be speaking for 6 minutes, while the 3 other speakers will be speaking for maximum of 7 minutes. Now, this is specifically for TM Jesufemi Ayola. TM Jesufemi, you are hereby informed that you have your speech is for 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, you see this green card, letting you know that you are still within time. At 6 minutes, at 5 minutes, I will display the yellow card. This is to let you know that you have just 1 minute to wrap up your speech. At 6 minutes, I will display the red card for you. This is to let you know that your time is up and that you have just 30 seconds to wrap up that speech. Else, you will be disqualified for purposes of voting. Minutes maximum. At 5 minutes, I will display the green card. This is to let you know that you are within time. At 6 minutes, I will display the yellow card. This is to let you know that you just have 1 minute to wrap up your speech. At 7 minutes, I will display the red card. This is to let you know that your time is up. And please note that you have just 30 seconds to end the speech, else you'll be disqualified for that, for the purposes of voting, and even the speech will be disqualified. So that is my role as a timekeeper. I wish us well. Now coming back to my role as the general evaluator, may I still call on TM Ifeoluwa Oshodi to kindly mount the rostrum and tell the house her role as a grammarian. TM Ifeoluwa, are you there?
I think if she's not here, I will share the word of the day, then for business continuity. So along the line, when she comes in,
so let me
take it up from there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming to our rescue. Now, the grammarian for today is our able president, our able president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. His name is Tien Lanre Lawal. Tien Lanre Lawal joined Toastmasters in 2017. He's an information technologist and a fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa, watching football, and reading. He's the current president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please join me to welcome Tien Lanre Lawal as he gives us his role as a grammarian. Tien Lanre, over to you.
Thank you very much, most preciously, Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly. I would like to share the screen for the word of the day. And for everyone, can you see my screen, please? If you can see my screen, say hi.
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 I need a response across. Hi. Okay. Hi. Okay. I need some feminine voice. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi. And the highs have it clearly.
Hi.
So, okay, good, great. That means we're testing our microphone. So the word of the day is prompt. And prompt means cause or bring about an action or feeling. Then the synonyms to that is evoke. And example is the violence prompted a wave of refugees to flee the country. The violence prompted a wave of refugees to flee the country. So my job here is to ensure that you promptly use the word of the day appropriately and where it fits in, and not to be being abused, but at the prompt time, it should be properly used. Thank you very much. Over to you, the General Evaluator. Over to you.
TM, not if you are speaking, we can't hear you.
His mic is still muted.
Okay, let's move on to the Toastmaster of the day so that we can move. We're already at 11:35 a.m. Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Ayo Olanrewaju. Over to you. Okay, while we're waiting for both parties, can we all pronounce the word prompt? Echo it, prompt.
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 I'm hearing different versions. TM Joy,
Prompt.
please, can you please help out? TM Joy Cheyenne, prompt. Prompt. TM Toyosi Ayola, prompt. TM Chidobem Okoye, prompt.
Prompt.
Okay. TM Ayola Rewaju, Toastmaster of the day. TM Gimba, are you there? Okay. Okay, back to you.
Hello, anyone there?
We're here waiting for you. We're here waiting for you.
So you can hear me now? Because I've been saying hello forever.
Loud and clear. We can hear you now. Streaming live.
Perfect. Perfect. I thought you were just using the opportunity to mention prompts as many times as you can. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lawrence, for introducing your team. Okay, so we're going to move on very quickly to the next session, or like the first section of the meeting, which is table topic section. Now, this, I would let the table topics master explain what that section is, but I will just give you a quick tip using this random fact. Do you know that what you say while trying to give an effective presentation, what you say is not as important as how you say it? Yes, what you say is important, but how you say it is more important. According to research, like 38% of your presentation is body language, while like 55% is your vocal variety, and just 7% is the content. So have this in mind when going into the table topic session, when you don't have to be, just be confident and do your thing. Now to introduce the table topic master, Toastmaster. This role will be played by Toastmaster Ifeoluwa. Toastmaster, yeah, Victoria Allwell. She's the presenter and writer who joined Toastmaster in 2020. She enjoys presentation, acting, writing, meeting new people, traveling, and reading spoken words. Please welcome Toastmaster Victoria Allwell.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's pretty much exciting to be here today. And my name, like she just said, is Victoria Allwell. And my role here is quite simple. It's basically to serve as the table topic master for today. And this session is basically to challenge members. Can you hear me? I want to be sure that you can hear me.
Yes,
Great.
we can.
Thank you. Now, this session is basically to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills and so to effectively think on their feet. And so we'll be asking them unrehearsed questions today, quite impromptu, right? But want to give everybody the opportunity to be able to speak in each meeting. And so the table topic sessions is basically specifically designed to help people develop 4 essential communication skills, which is listening, thinking, speaking, and organizing your thoughts. And so, yes, today we will be having certain persons discourse for perhaps a minute at least, you know, the topic or discuss questions around the theme, set time, the set time. And your response must be, like I said earlier, exactly at least 1 minute. By the time you see the green card, it means that you have spoken for at least 1 minute. And if you get to see the yellow card, it means that you've spoken for 1 minute, 30 seconds. You're not allowed to speak for more than 2 minutes. Anything other than that means that you'll be disqualified. And so we also would employ that you make use of the word for today, because it's also part of what would help you achieve or get qualified during this session. And yes, the word for today is prompt, and I expect to hear that as we speak today. Thank you so much. I'm done explaining my role.
Okay, you can start this.
Go ahead. All right then. Thank you. And so my questions go as yours. I'm just going to say the first one. You can as well just listen and organize your thoughts. Then I perhaps do I have to pick one person, or you just state, if you just want to go ahead, you can just tell us that you want to take amongst the speakers, you want to get started, or should I do the choosing?
Anyone.
All right then.
You have the bread and the knife.
All right, I'll just take the first question for today. Now, the first question is, I've heard the theory that the age 30 is the age of dominance. The age 30 is the age of dominance, a time when people must have come to the fullness of their expressions as individuals. What do you think about this theory? Is it true? If you agree with it, kindly state yes and why. If you do not, state no and why. That is my first question. Should I pick? All right. TM Lanre Lawal, let's have you.
Wow. So I'm the good victim for Toastmaster Victoria Orwell. Age is nothing but a number. And when you're having 30, that means 3 decades. And to the question, it states that at age 30, people tend to be more rebellious, more confident onto what they hold and to believe in. Within these 3 decades, at age 10, people celebrate you. You're coming towards the nearness towards teenage, being a teenager.
Toastmasters
and you're just at a decade. And 10 is well celebrated. And when you clock another decade, which is 21 is well celebrated, which is according to the Jews' law. At 21, you get more confidence, you get more knowledge, which is presumed, quote and unquote, that you should have been properly equipped. At age 18, you can be voted and be voted for, according to the Nigerian Federal Republic law. So coming to age 25, that's the silver jubilee of life itself, people get to be well celebrated. And at age 25, even some set of organization, I expected you to have been a graduate and to be able to man some set of jobs as management training. So coming to age 30, which is the hallmark of all ages, all things being equal, according to the balance of life, you should or could have gotten to a stage whereby you are presumed to get married, to have kids. Expectations are much. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters, for listening. Age 30.
Thank you so much, TM Lanre Lawal, for sharing that with us. Well, I will not talk, I'll not say anything about the timing. I'll just leave that for timer to, discuss further. All right, I'll just go on to the next question to TM Jisifumi. I hope I'm correct. TM Jisifumi.
Yes.
Okay, great. So you feel free to think about it before you talk. But of course, you already know the timing involved. Now, the question is, when you hear the words, the set time, what thoughts comes to your mind? When you hear the words, the set time, what thoughts comes to your mind?
Thank you. When you hear the set time, what thought comes to your mind? The set time is a time that no one really can fathom what is going to come or what is going to happen. But I think the set time is a time that is special for everyone. Is a time that where we can all make a difference. Is a time, though we don't know what is going to happen, but is a time where we can make a leap and show the world who we are. What is this set time? I think the set time for every one of us, or perhaps just for me, is that time where I'm going to show the world who I am. Is that time where everyone has been waiting for. It's that time where the sun rises and shines and fulfills the light of the day. It's that time that is glorious. Yes, the set time is a time where you never know what will happen, but really, I can assure you that when it's your time, you're actually going to shine. It's a time you have to prepare for. It won't come just like that. It's a time you have to be ready. It's a time that has been set aside for you to be the person who God has designed you to be. So what am I trying to say? The set time is there for you. It's there for you to win. Take hold of it, be ready, and be your best when the opportunity comes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TM Jisifumi, for being timely, and wow, that was interesting. All right, I'll just go on straight to the next speaker, and your question, I think, is quite, well, let's see. When do you think, TM Ned, when do you think is the set time for marriage? When do you think is the set time for marriage? TM Ned, are you there? TM Ned.
Am I TM Ned? Is there another TM Ned?
You are the only TM Ned.
Okay. Oh, Joy is volunteering. Okay. Should we give room for volunteers, or TM Ned will take it first? Go ahead, TM Ned. When do you think is the set time for marriage?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, the table topic master. When do I think is the set time for marriage? I think there are many factors that actually influence when one should get married, especially when you look at it from the different genders that exist. I personally believe that one of the most important traits is mental maturity. Marriage takes a lot. It's a lot you have to put in a lot. There's a lot of commitment involved. There's a lot of extra energy that is needed. So you have to be mentally prepared for marriage. At what age do you attain this mental readiness for you to actually take that next step, leave the confines of your house or your parents, and then venture into a new life with a completely familiar, unknown person? Well, I don't think there's a set stage. We can look at it from different points of view. So legally, in a lot of countries, 18 years is the year for marriage. You can typically get married once you're 18. And that is just legally. Culturally, there are also set state ages as young as 16. But really, it's whenever a person is ready, whenever you're mentally ready, whenever you're emotionally ready, and then especially when you find that right person, the person you connect with, the person that you've bonded with, made a friend, then and only then will I say the person is actually prepared for marriage. Thank you, the Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much. Please, can we applaud all the speakers thus far? Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Victoria, we can have one more. There's Izu Chris raising his hands. I think he's a volunteer, so let's have him as the last speaker for today, please.
All right then, thank you so much. Pardon me? I didn't get that.
Earlier.
What? Say that again. I didn't get the question. I didn't get what you just said.
Volunteered.
Okay, great. I'm gonna have the person just mentioned by TM Abubakar. That's Israel. Are you ready? Are you ready, Israel?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna ask you this simple question, quite simple, I think. All right, now, considering the fact that an average person in Africa is not considered as financially intelligent, when do you think is the set time for people to get exposed to financial trainings?
Thank you for the question. Greetings, everyone. Greetings to everybody, TM Masters and guests. Unfortunately, sorry, I can't show my video because I'm not in the good place. So forgive me for that. Okay. When is the right time? I think unfortunately, in Africa, the educational system is devoid of anything financial. It's not even mentioned sometimes in school, like training us to start thinking how to make money in the school. I think right from age, as long as the child can read and understand, the question of money and financial literacy is supposed to be part of the curriculum in the educational system. So when it's not there, then it's become questionable. So people come out of school and that's when they realize that this thing is real. So I mean, it's like a scam. You go to school, you're promised of something, and you come out and it's not what you expect. So you're left by yourself. So I think at a very early stage, if I'm to answer your question, that everyone's supposed to know what money is because it's very important. It's very important. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Dasfa. Please let's applaud our volunteer. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, please, may we get the report? Timekeeper, please kindly share the report of each speaker in relation to timing. And let's know who qualifies for the Best Table Topic Award.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Yes, all of them spoke within time. Tien Larry Awa spoke for 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Tien Jesufemi spoke for 1 minute, 39 seconds. Tien Chinedo Menkoku spoke for 1 minute, 28 seconds. And Tien Izu Chris spoke for 1 minute, 33 seconds. So they are all qualified to be voted for. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics, Madam.
Thank you so much, Timekeeper, for sharing that. All right, then I would like to get the report of the for each speaker. The person has qualified for the Best Table Topic Award. Am I getting it now, or is it later?
Toastmaster today, and the Timothy will take it from there.
All right then. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Madam Table Topics, thank you so much for those thrilling topics. Okay, so quickly, the poll, who did it for you as the best table topic speaker? Who you felt when you spoke? Who communicated across to you? So vote for your best speaker. And introduce table topics for today. Table topics evaluation. Okay. Table topics evaluator is Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Is okay. He joined Toastmaster in 2018 and is the current Vice President of Lighthouse. Please welcome Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba to evaluate the table topic session.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. I would like to first of all commend the table topics master for such a wonderful session. It was engaging, I would say fun. I love the questioning, the line of questioning. They aligned with the theme. And I like the fact that most of the questions were thought-provoking. So thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. A point of note to you, Madam Table Topics Master, rather, a point of note to you would be to give the audience a chance to think. So the idea is once they listen to the question, they have just a moment to think, and then they start the response. So if we give the question the four selected examples and we try to discourage that. Then second of all, it would be nice to look through the agenda, go through the names. If someone has a speaking slot or someone is playing a role, it might not be a good idea to call them. It would be wise to find someone else who isn't on the agenda. Yes. So this is a very good opportunity for us to involve guests in the meeting and call them into the experience of Toastmasters. So I look forward to the next time you play this role, and I look forward to see you do it with aplomb. A round of applause to the table topics mistress. Then the next respondent was Toastmaster Larry Lawal. Toastmaster Larry Lawal, his boss, right, came on and he just took the response like the veteran that he is. You could see the experience. You could see that this man has done this thing multiple times. I like the fact that he gave an introduction to the topic. He even gave us why we think there's a set time for things. And coincidentally, this was the theme for the day, which was selected by him, and he gave us a feature speech on the theme. So he has ample experience at that topic. He has the requisite knowledge, and he did justice to his response. The only note for correction, Mr. President, things when you speak, but the recommendation I have for you today is stand up while you speak. Usually, when you stand up, it gives you more pull to moderate your vocal variety, and just it makes you more in control, right? So that's my only point of recommendation to you. Well done. I look forward to the next time you do your table topics, and I know you're speaking today, so this is exciting for me. Thank you. And next respondent was Joseph Joseph as well is going to be speaking today, so we have a double dose of Joseph today. I like that. I like the fact that his response was very relatable. He also spoke with poise, you could tell that, okay, this man was speaking with the right vocal variety, with the right hand gesture, and his camera was well placed. This for me just signifies confidence. It just shows me this person knows what they're doing, and it makes me want to listen to them more, right? So Toastmasters, for me, again, I would say, point of recommendation to you would be to stand. I hope you will stand while you deliver your speech, and I look forward to your subsequent table topic responses. The next person is Toastmaster Ned. Toastmaster Ned has risen from the ashes to the sky. He's like a phoenix. I remember when Toastmaster Ned started speaking, when we start Toastmasters, we usually tend to jitter and all that. But now, Toastmaster Ned, when he speaks, you don't even remember how he was before. He's a master. I think he volunteered, I'm not sure, but was stand up. You could see that his gestures were visible. I also like the fact that he talked about maturity, especially as concerned to marriage. Marriage is all about maturity, nothing else. There's no time limit. You can get married whenever you want. as long as you're ready for it. And I'm glad he said that. It also shows you the depth of knowledge he has. I think Toastmaster is not married yet, but he speaks like someone who has the experience. Oh, Toastmaster, you're married. Oh, well, no wonder you do justice to that question.
Easy.
Toastmaster, I think you spoke from experience. I like that. I look forward to your subsequent responses. And I think the next time we have table topic responses, we would profile people so that they speak on what they know best. Thank you so much. And finally, today we have Toastmaster Izu. Toastmaster Izu, I wish I saw your video. It would put me in a better position to evaluate you so that I could see your eye contact. What are you looking at? How are your gestures going? I would love to see what you're thinking, because if I can see your face, it makes me more engaged to you, right? But notwithstanding, I think you did justice to your speech. I think you answered with poise. I would recommend, though, that you paused a lot while you were speaking. So usually when a speaker pauses, it's usually a sign of nervousness or inexperience, but whichever way it is, try as much as possible to collate your thoughts and make sure you don't pause as much. Pauses are supposed to be done right, not too much and not too low. So I look forward to your subsequent table topic responses. In fact, I look forward to your next speech. That would give me joy to know that, okay, this man is progressing, and this is what the Toastmaster spirit is all about. Thank you so much thank you to everybody for making that session fun. And this is why sometimes we come to meetings. The table topic session is one of the most fun sessions, and we had a dose of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evaluator. So I'm looking very quickly, because you know that one of the things that we are really conscious about in Toastmasters is timing. We don't want to go off it so people don't get bored. So now I'm told that we can take like a few minutes break, like 2 minutes, 1 minute, because since we have most of our prepared speech speakers already in the table topic session, so they probably need to go and drink water or something. So 1 minute break real quick, and we'll be back for the prepared speech session. Okay, the break begins. Mr. Okay. Timer, please take notes.
Mr. Timer, are you taking notes?
How many minutes, please? How many minutes?
One.
One.
One, okay.
So people should drink water, please. Go and do what you need to do. Toastmaster Francis, how are you doing? You've been quiet.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, kind of.
Good
to see you. Hello,
Good
can
to
you
see
hear me?
you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
And you are doing a great job. Toastmaster of the day, I really commend you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Would you like to come and iterate the same in our club? Come on Sunday. Are you up for it?
Which club?
2000 trainer.
Toastmasters Club.
6 p.m., right?
Yes, that's 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, 13th of February. Are you free?
13th.
Yes, 13th of February.
Okay, we'll discuss about that.
All right.
And now that you've toasted my president, I'm going to toast you too.
Toasted the Toastmaster.
I would like you to play general evaluator at our next meeting in March.
Of course. That's why
it appears that the welcome everyone. Everyone here. Hello. I want hi. Is everyone here? I want to know, are you back from your water break?
Yes.
Yes,
Hi.
It was just water, not cocoa.
Are you talking about Mr. Queen?
No, this is Mr. Queen out of this. Okay, so we have gotten to the prepared speech session, as I said earlier, and this is the point where everyone who had gone, we have 3 speakers in this session, people who had prepared their speech. And again, with this when I researched the theme of the day, the set time is T equals 0. But that it has been a new start to life. look back. And that is relating it to the fact that the first speaker would be delivering their level 1 project 1, the icebreaker speech, the beginning. And this is from the innovative planning pathway. Which is Toastmaster Queen in Kubre. Toastmaster Queen, kindly read out Toastmaster, the first speaker's objective.
You're muted.
Yeah.
If you're not muted, that means maybe it's your headphone or something.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay, all right. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and good morning, Toastmaster Jesufemi. As your icebreaker, the purpose of this project is for you to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Since it's your first speech, you may choose to use notes. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to hearing you speak, and congratulations for taking the first step.
Okay, so the first speaker is a project manager who joined Toastmaster in 2021. He loves football, tennis, and relaxation. One interesting fact about him is that he can stay indoors for 2 weeks without getting worried. He simply loves quietness. Please welcome Toastmaster Jesufemi Ayola with the speech title, The Real Me. Toastmaster Jesufemi Ayola, The Real Me.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the title of my speech is The Real Me. On this day, 1st of October 2016, Nigeria's icons gathered together, and everyone gathered as well, to celebrate men and women who have fought for the right of the people, who have built roads, schools, hospitals, established public infrastructures, men and women who have fought and annihilated poverty and corruption. On this day, everyone gathered together to celebrate this icon. On this day, 1st of October 2016, according to Transparency International, Nigeria is ranked first on the Corruption Perception Index, climbing up 149 places. It was a day where children could play on the streets without the fear of being raped, harmed, or abducted. Names were being read out on this day. In fact, more than 20 presidents from different countries across the world were present to celebrate Nigeria's icons and warriors. One name, though, stood out that everybody wanted to hear, a name that has become a household name. Everybody screamed, Jesufemi Ayola, Jesufemi Ayola, Jesufemi Ayola. My name is Jesufemi Ayola. I was born in the late 80s to a Yoruba man from Ondo State and a Hausa woman from Katsina State, who never knew that destiny brought them together to birth a man whose dream would be to make a landmark impact in Nigeria and on a global scale. I have been an A student right from childhood. I've taken back to many quizzes, debates, and inter-school competitions, many of which I won, or at least I did well. I have consistently given my best, or at least I took prompt action, as God will help me. Now, today, I can see it. Though from a distance, I can sense the real me. I want to stand up for every Nigerian. I want to ensure that even a low-income earner can afford 4 to 5 square meals a day. I want to make drinking water available to all. I want to ensure that thousands and millions of jobs are created for our ever-increasing population. I am inviting you to join me in this cause. I'm inviting you to stand up for Nigeria. I am inviting you to speak the truth at all times. I'm inviting you to do the right thing at all times. I'm inviting you to be excellent at what you do. I'm inviting you because only together can we achieve this dream together. Only together can you help me to become the real me. Only together can we restore the pride of Nigeria. Though we were called pride and giant of Africa, but I see it as we are going to become giant of the earth. Here I am today, standing in the midst of change agents and speakers who wants to help me to fulfill my dream and my purpose, that is, become the real me. Celebrated for justice, vision, and excellent leadership. That is the real me. This is me, Jesufemi Ayola. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jesufemi, for that beautiful speech. As a matter of fact, I thought I was listening to a presidential campaign. It's so nice. And actually, this leads me to a random fact that I wanted to share. Do you know that a cat was mayor for about 20 years somewhere around the world? Did you know?
No, not really. How?
An actual cat was made in a small Alaskan town. It has about 720 people, and a cat called Stubbs for 20 years. So I think from 1997 till it died in 2017. So, and I was thinking, this just means when people don't act, when people don't feel the need to do things, I guess an animal will take their place. So yes, we didn't know, now you know. Moving on to our next speaker. The next speaker would be attempting to deliver a speech in level 1, project 3, in the innovative planning pathway, and his evaluation is Toastmaster Francis Ehiabi. Did I pronounce that correctly? Toastmaster Francis, kindly read out Toastmaster Larry's objectives.
I appreciate you, the Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and our esteemed guest. The objectives of Toastmaster Larry Lawat's speech is for him to learn or review the basic methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Toastmaster Larry Lawal, I wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Francis. Toastmaster Larry Lawal joined Toastmaster in 2017. He's an information technologist and a fashion designer. He loves dancing salsa, watching football, and reading. He's the current president of Lighthouse Toastmaster Club. And his speech title today is Digital Lending in Ghana. Digital Lending in Ghana, Toastmaster Larry Lawal.
Thank you most graciously, Toastmaster of the day. Can you all hear me, please? If you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. The objective of my presentation is to present a topic well known, well researched, and to pass across to be prompt. To be prompt for digital business lending in Accra. I would like to share a few slides, then to present what my research topic is all about, digital lending. The outline, executive summary, Ghana markets analysis, overview of the digital business lending market in Ghana, The second session will focus on the technical perspective of what the digital lending is all about in Accra, Ghana. That's the capital city. Then for recommended digital business lending product and present proposal to Toastmasters Club. Globalization and digitalization are two major trends that will shape the nation, despite many challenges associated with the adapting to increasingly globalized markets and rapid changing technologies in Ghana. And this is well positioned based on the advantage that were the two trends about creativity and vibrant economy that benefits Ghanaians. The government of Ghana, in their own magnanimity, has been able to identify financial inclusion for key pillars of effort developing digital economy, whereby it can benefit the likes of Adosa Bank, microfinance bank situated in Ghana, and some other microfinance bank. This is to ensure that they can engage the retail lending of people of Ghana, meaning the Ghanaians. Recognizing the importance of access to relevant, affordable financial services for all citizens, and the Ministry of Finance that led the development of national financial inclusion and development strategies, which outlines Ghana's approach and specifies targets for improving financial inclusion. Given the importance that digital financial sectors to both furthering financial inclusion and laying the groundwork for Ghana's digital economy and the future. What does this mean? That means, according to the Ghana Ministry of Finance, the NFIDSS, which meaning National Financial Inclusion and Development Strategies, had stated that with the digital financial services and the policy that they are designing now as a blueprint, which had already started from the year 2020 up to the next few years to come, that's 2023. So within this space of time, there's a service of blueprint for how Ghana can leverage on digital finance to achieve their financial inclusion goals, and covering 4-year time period and 6 thematic areas, which are the DFS policies clearly outlined that the steps of government and industry can take to bolster the country's DFS ecosystem. The DFS just simply means development financial services. That's the digital financial services, pardon. So the DFS policy is the result of a collaborative effort for stakeholders from both government, industries, international partners, and all under the leadership of Ministry of Finance of Ghana. This type of collaboration will also be critical to the over long time and short time of the entire work frame for the finances to continue with a range of stakeholders to implement the digital financial policy and achieve goals outlined. So how does this interpret to common man in Ghana? Ghana, officially the Republic of Ghana, is a country in Africa. It spans the Gulf of Guinea and the Atlantic Ocean to the south, to the sharing borders with the Ivory Coast in the west, Burkina Faso in the north, and Togo in the east. With this digital financial inclusion, there's going to be a bilateral trade that is going to have an impact internally and externally. That's the essence of the map of Ghana. Okay, when you're sharing screen with time, okay. Now, the facts based on my research for the Ghana Outlook for Digital Business Lending is to improve the internet connectivity for these digital financial services to work, is to, at the advent of whereby we have an artificial intelligence technology advances in such a way that this will usher a new era of digital financial services. These technologies are enabling banks and microfinance institutions to reinvent their business model while making it possible for new types of business enter into the market. So I welcome every Toastmasters in West Africa, Nigeria, to look forward to Accra, whereby you can make some other businesses count for you. The timer, okay. So these are e-commerce and rapid way whereby you can ride on the technology of fintech, which is poised on product design and delivery for users' experience, whereby we can trade. So aside from the fact, the next lifetime reality, the government in their own magnanimity has made it a blueprint within 4 years, within 2020 to 2023. All Ghanaians will have access to broad range of suitable and affordable digital financial services, business and government. So business to government, government to people, and international communities, and every other payment flows will be digitalized and formalized, thereby shrinking the informal means of economy, increasing government's revenues to payments. So the strategy is to digitalize insurance, digitalize savings, digitalize credit, and digitalize bilateral trade. And the proximity is 5 kilometers of digital financial services and cash in and cash out points. So MED-SAP, meaning thank you in Ghana. And Akwaba, welcome back to Nigeria, to the Toastmaster. Thank you.
Toastmaster Larry, MED-SAP. Thank you for that speech. At this point, all I want to know is, can I lend money from Ghana? Like, would they not be like, so teach me more language, not just Akwaba and MED-SAP. I want to, so I can go and say, I'm a Ghanaian, look at me. Thank you. Thank you for that informative speech. Moving on quickly to the third speaker for today's meeting. The third speaker is speaking from level 2, project 1, dynamic leadership pathways, and it will be evaluated by Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. Toastmaster Abubakar, kindly read out Toastmaster Ned's objective.
Okay. Good afternoon once again, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Ned today will be speaking from the dynamic leadership path. He's going to be speaking from level 1, project 1. The speech category is understanding your leadership style. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership styles. And another purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. He has 5 to 7 minutes. And the title of his speech is My Leadership Style.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ned joined Toastmaster in 2015. He currently serves as the Vice President Public Relations for Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. He loves photography, gadgets, and also loves playing chess and watching movies. Toastmaster Ned's speech topic is My Leadership Style. Toastmaster Ned Omenkuku, My Leadership Style.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I remember one very fateful day, the 4th of January, 1992. I was watching a program with my father, and the then president of US, Bill Clinton, was giving a speech to his country. I loved the finesse, the eloquence, and composure. And I turned to my dad and said, I want to be president when I grow up. My dad looked at me and smiled and said, are you sure you want to be a leader? And I said, yes. He then told me, I need to have 3 attributes to become a leader. You want to hear those attributes? Just hold on. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the Toastmaster, good afternoon. The title of this speech is My Leadership Style. When given this topic, there was a very useful tool in the Toastmasters application that guides you through how you see yourself in terms of leadership. You run a series of tests and
if you're speaking.
Leadership character. I recall the 3 different leadership traits, or the 3 topmost leadership traits that came out after carrying out that test was that I was an innovative leader, I was a coach leader, and I was also a democratic leader. Now, what is coach leadership, innovative leadership, and democratic leadership? I will help you out here. A coach, an innovative leader, first, is a leader that has the ability to share a collective vision. He has the ability to pursue excellence, and most importantly, he has a very deep respect for every single member of his team. This particular leader is not shy to ask for help from his team member, and is open to diverse, unfamiliar ideas, and has the ability to run with those ideas. It is particularly effective when solving very, very complex problems. The downside to this type of leadership approach is that it makes people uncomfortable, especially when some of these ideas don't work out as planned. Remember, an innovative leader is more of a risk taker. The second leadership style that resonates with my personality is the coach leadership. The coach leadership is a type of leadership style that encourages people, more like motivates people and prepares them, so to say, for their future endeavors. This leader tries to mentor people, coach people, motivate people, and sometimes also challenge people so that they can bring out the best in them. Again, this particular style of leadership is very, very effective when you're having one-on-one interaction or you're dealing with a very, very small team. On the flip side, the downside to this leadership style is it's not that effective when you're dealing with people that are not really, really motivated or do not resonate with your general goal. The third type of leadership style that resonates with me is the democratic leadership. Now, a democratic leader is one that is open to making decisions based on consensus. He likes to seek the opinion of the general audience and likes to make judgments based on the highest support, right? This is very, very effective especially when you're dealing with people that is very knowledgeable about the subject matter. In a lot of countries, it is seen to be the most desired way for choosing or selecting leadership, but it also has its downsides. The downsides of the democratic leadership style is that whenever there's a constraint for time, it then becomes a challenge because it takes time, because you have to take in everybody's inputs. So these are the 3 leadership styles that personally resonate with me. It doesn't take out the fact that there are other styles of leadership. There is the laissez-faire leadership, there's the autocratic leadership, there's the dictatorship leadership, and so many. I would leave it at those 3. But back to the initial story I was telling you about my dad. He told me there are 3 different attributes I must have as a leader. And in the general wisdom of most African parents, he explained these 3 attributes with 3 different stories to me. The first attribute he mentioned that every leader should have is to have a very clear vision. And this is the story he told me. He told me the story of the 3 builders. A man wanted to build a house, and he went to a construction site, and he saw 3 builders building that particular house. He spoke to the first builder and asked, "What are you doing?" The builder said, "Can't you see I am building a house?" He spoke to the second builder, and the builder also said something very similar. "Can't you see I am laying blocks? I am building a house." But when he spoke to the third person said, "I am building a 50 square house designed to last for 50 years for a family of 5. That is very, very clear. It shows that the third builder actually has a clear vision of what he's trying to achieve. He's not just building a house, he's building a house in a 50 square meter plot for 50 years, to last for 50 years and to accommodate 50 families. That story resonates with me. The second attribute he said every good leader must have is the ability to communicate effectively. Again, he used another story to describe this scenario for me. The story of the man and the priest. Now, a man was talking to his friend and said he wanted to ask the priest a question, and he was open for a favorable answer. So he walked up to the priest and told the priest, "Please, can I eat while I am praying?" The priest said, "No, that would be rude. When you're praying to God, it's good to commit fully." So he went back to his friend and told his friend what the priest said. The friend now told him, "You didn't ask the priest the right question. Let me teach you how it's done." The friend now went to the priest and asked, "Priest, can I pray? Can I pray while I am eating?" Which is almost flipping the question aside. The priest thought for a second and said, "Yes, you should pray when doing anything. Even when you're eating, you can pray." Now, these are two different responses gotten from almost the similar question, but the manner of communicating those questions is very, very important. Now, the third part or the third attribute that every good leader must have is integrity. Integrity is very, very key for you to be a good leader. And again, he gave a story to portray that point. He told me the story of the marble and sweet. I don't have enough time to tell you that story, so please do your homework. But before I leave, I would like to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy, which says that leadership and learning are inseparable to each other. Learn and lead. Thank you very much, the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ned. Thank you for giving us homework. I guess the person in your speech is Toastmaster Abubakar about praying and eating, because he just smiled the moment he heard that question. Okay, so now we are done with the prepared speeches. We had 3 speakers. The first speaker was Toastmaster Jesufemi Ayola. The second, Toastmaster Larry Lawal, and the third, Toastmaster Ned Omenkuku. The polls will be up shortly, so vote for who you think did the best for you.
Sorry, Madam President.
Okay.
Yes,
is everyone within time?
No, everyone except TM Lanle Lawal. TM Lanle Lawal spent 7 minutes, 46 seconds. So by virtue of this, he is disqualified for the purposes of voting.
Okay.
So you have only Femi and TM Ned Omenkuku.
All right. Okay. So we have 2 speakers who qualify for voting: Toastmaster Jesufemi Ayola and Toastmaster Ned. Please vote for who did it for you between the 2 of them. Now, while you vote, it's time to move on to the 3rd session of today's meeting. And to introduce that session, I would welcome again the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Lawrence Nolly, to take over the evaluation session.
Hello. Sorry, Madam President, am I supposed to introduce the evaluators?
Yes, please. You would introduce the evaluators to evaluate the speakers in the prepared session, and then the role players.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Just let me go straight to the point. May I call on TM Queen in Aubrey to come and give her evaluation on TM Jesufemi Ayola's speech. TM Queen in Aubrey, over to you. TM Queen?
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go on.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Jesufemi, or should I say change maker Jesufemi, for delivering your first speech. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step, but today it feels like it took 100 steps. There are several things that you did well that I would like to mention. First of all, you were dressed to impress. Your choice of a formal outfit gave credibility to your speech, to your topic, and also to you. That was a good choice. Also, your volume. We could hear you loud and clear. It was audible, it was clear, you enunciated your words. There was no mumbling or confusion there. So well done. Your body language was also very emphatic. You took us along, it added to your points of your message. Like when you stretched out your hand and then you looked and you said, I can see it, the real me. It invoked in us a hunger to also see what you could see. So that was also great. You used your body language very effectively. You also used the literary tool that brought importance to certain messages that you had for us. Like when you said, I'm inviting you to this. I'm inviting you to this. It made us remember several times. If you missed it the first time, we heard it the second time and the third time, that you were inviting us to be part of this journey. Again, you said, once together we can do this. Only together we can do this. Only together we can. Again, that's repetition, that reminder brought us closer to your message and made it memorable, and also, invited us to truly be part of your journey. Like Toastmaster Ayo said, it sounded like a political speech, like a campaign. Like, you made us want to ask you, like, so what party are you? What party are you registered with? Let's know what we're doing for 2023. But yeah, it was a very captivating speech. I would have said like your introduction was very captivating, but I felt like the whole speech was captivating. You drew us in from the beginning and like you held our attention all through. Well done, and look forward to your next speech.
So thank you very much, Tien Quinn, for that evaluation. Please, may I call on Tien Francis Ehiabi for his evaluation report for Tien Omenkoku, sorry, for Tien Larry Lawal. Tien Francis, are you there?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Olaniwaju Lawal for delivering that speech on digital business lending in Ghana. First and foremost, I would like to say the introduction of the topic, digital business lending in Ghana, was captivating. I was glued to the screen for the purpose of learning what the research is all about. And he started by saying that globalization and digitalization. And that means for people to use digital technologies to change a business model and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. Yes, he came with the idea to sell us something that we Africans, especially Nigerians, can benefit from. He equally used the word of the day, which I recommend because it has been found. I found that it has been difficult for us to weave the word prompt into our speeches, but he was able to weave that in as well. But most importantly, what I would like to say, ladies and gentlemen, about the speech is because there were so many information on that speech, and for a layman of my type, and probably for those on the call, I think I was at some point lost during this speech, because there were so many words like NFDIS, there were so many information on the speech, and I would have wished that Toastmaster Olaniwaju break it down so that we on the call, we understand the purpose and why we should invest in digital business lending in Ghana. Furthermore, I will equally point out that he tries to always get back on track, even when the timer was trying to throw him off balance by sharing the time cards while he was speaking, but he was able to pause. That shows mastery, and it shows a good communication technique when you're able to come back and continue your speech, even when the timer may be unaware, just share a screen and throws you off guard when you are using slides to show, to present a research. However, in all, he did a wonderful job, but for improvement, I would say, when you are presenting a topic which is based on digital services, and for people who are lame, you just try to break it down and not piece so that we can really grab what you are saying. Well done, Toastmaster Olajewaju, General Evaluator.
Thank you, TM Francis, for your report. Quickly, may I call on TM Abubakar Gimba to give his report on TM Ned's speech. TM Abubakar, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. I know we have applauded Toastmaster Ned before, but let us please give him another round of applause. I believe he did a wonderful job today. He did a beautiful job today. Most of us have heard this. I love the different dimensions Toastmaster Ned came with. For example, his introduction was perfect. He told us a story, he whet our appetite, he virtually told us what he was going to do, and he did, which was capable of speech. You tell them what you're going to do, you do it, and then you remind them what you just did. And I believe Toastmaster Ned did that beautifully well today. The story was coined into the speech when he talked about the 3 attributes a leader should have. But before then, he talked about leadership styles in general. So speech objective achieved, well done to Toastmaster Ned. He talked to us about innovative leadership style, which requires you to be visionary, requires you to be excellent, requires you to be open to ideas. He talked to us about coaching leadership style, which requires you to motivate and prepare people, get a specific goal and push them towards that goal. He talked about mentoring as well. And he talked about the democratic style of leadership, which mostly deals with consensus and getting people's buy-in to make decisions. I believe that was a wonderful, wonderful job today. I also like the fact that you gave you delivered your ideas in the rule of 3 leadership styles, and then you talked about 3 leadership attributes. And when you were talking about those attitudes, you talked to us about the clear vision, effective communication, and integrity, and this is what your father told you. So this message would automatically stick to us. And let me just remind us for anyone who has missed. He said the number 1 attribute is clear vision, which requires us to be visionary. He told us a story about a builder, and then effective communication. You have to be able to communicate effectively as a leader. I think that was beautifully done. You remember the story about the priest who had 2 questions, similar questions, but coined differently. Then lastly, he talked about integrity. This leads me to my recommendation for you to, for example, those 3 leadership styles would have been constricted a bit to give room for those 3 stories, right? I believe that would have worked. And when you saw the red card, you actually had 30 seconds to round up. So I feel that you could have went on with the story, especially if it's short. And then lastly, I think you didn't use word of the year. It would be wonderful if you had done that. But all in all, it just doesn't take off from my speech. You did a beautiful job today. You used the rule of 3, you used the flow, you had transitions, your introduction was powerful, and your conclusion was powerful as well. Thank you so much. I look forward to your subsequent speeches.
Thank you.
Thank you, TM Gimba, for your report. Having come to the end of the evaluation reports, I'm hereby prompted to invite my team.
Objection.
Hello? Is somebody saying something?
The timing for the evaluation, please.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to display the time, but 1 minute.
Were they all within time?
Lawrence, was everyone within time, so we can just move on.
The poll.
Well, this evaluation, I think it's supposed to be for 2 minutes, right?
2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3.
In that case, everybody was within time.
Perfect.
TM Queen for 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay.
All right. Go ahead. TM Lawrence, please go ahead.
Okay. So having come to the end of the evaluation reports, I'm hereby prompted to invite my able team members to come and give their individual reports regarding the meeting for today. First on the list, I'm going to call on the grammarian. And I'm going to call on TM Larry Lawal, who stood in for TM Ifoluwa Oshodi. So please take over the rostrum and give his report. TM Larry, over to you.
That was prompt, the word of the day. And thank you very much for, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you. Please go on. We can hear you.
Okay, that was prompt. Nevertheless, the use of the word of the day, I use it now, maybe because I have an advantage. I use it more than anyone. Maybe probably I'm conscious of it. TM Larry uses it for 8 times. So I use it 11 times, but I use it properly 8 times. TM Ayo Olanwa uses properly 3 times. TM Gimba uses it properly 1 time. Then TM Lawrence uses 3 times. So that's how well we use the word of the day. I would have loved to see more use of the word of the day during our speeches and our delivery of table topic. Now, part of the grammar usage during the speeches, which we need to take cognizance of, gather together being need in the word gather together can be carefully used, because otherwise it's a redundancy, same basic meaning in different words. So coming or putting together can be used in place of gather together, or converge, or congregate, or assemble. So we can try and manage our words during our speeches. Above all, I think maybe because it's Toastmasters meeting, we've been careful of grammar usage. Thank you very much. Over to you, to the general evaluator.
Thank you, TM Larry, for your report. So may I call on the accountant, TM Good News Willie, to come up and give her report. TM Good News Willie, are you there?
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. For the table topic of the day, I want to talk about TM Larry, the president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. I'm going to look at his 2 speeches today. I was completely immersed in his presentations, and so it was possible for me to handpick any of the fillers because I was attracted to the flow of both presentations, and I think that the flow of the presentation got me and every one of us in this room to the end of the presentation. So he was able to attract and retain attention. And I like the fact that the second presentation was prompt and was a call for action. It was also eloquently delivered. For the second table topic presenter, he was also on point. Again, it was difficult for me to pick out any of the fillers. I would like to say that also to the third speaker of the table topic presentation. For the fourth presenter under the table topic category, I would say that the presentation was very well made, given the impromptu nature of the presentation. Although I was able to pick out a few fillers, but I know that some of us make this mistake, including me, and I think it's something we should all watch out for. However, on the whole, the presentation was very well presented. And so when you look at the other category, the other section of the program, that's the presentation of the day, I'd already spoken on TM Larry's presentation. for the icebreaker, which was made by Jesu, Femi, and Yola, I would say that it was hot, it was boom, it was a call for action. It ignited that true Nigerian spirit in everyone. And I'm sure he got all of us glued to the screen for those that are attending meeting virtually to the end of his presentation. So again, it was difficult for me to bring out any filler from there. And then for Mr. Ned, TM Ned Undechuku, I saw experience. I also saw presentation mastery in his presentation. He was able to employ the use of questions to retain the attention of his listener. So I could say on the whole that all the presentations were on point and they were very careful and well calculated to ensure that there were no fillers, very few fillers in the presentation. And I feel it's something that we should keep up. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Tien. Good news for your report. May I call on Tien Korede Ademola to come up and give us her report, her listening evaluation report. Tien Korede, over to you.
Okay. Good afternoon again, TM Nolly and other Toastmasters. I'm feeling a bit patriotic today. So the questions I will be asking are the following. The first today is, who mentioned I want to stand up for Nigeria? Which of our speakers mentioned I want to stand up for Nigeria?
Just Femi Ayola.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The second one, the second question, and I will just like to be prompt and sharp about this, so there'll just be two questions today from my own table. Who mentioned I want to be president when I grow up?
Ned Omenkunku.
Thank you very much. Even though general evaluator permit me to say I shouldn't have let you do the answering. Thank you very much. And well done to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tien Korede, for that report. Now I'm going to switch over to another role, and that is that of the timer. So I'm going to report on the time we all used, the speakers used. During the table topic session, Tien Lalawa used 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Tien Femi used 1 minute, 39 seconds. Tien Ned used 1 minute, 28 seconds. While Tien Izu Chris used 1 minute, 33 seconds. The table topics evaluator used 5 minutes, 41 seconds. For the prepared speeches, Tien Femi used 4 minutes on the dot. That was quite a close one. 4 minutes on the dot. Tien Lanle used 7 minutes, 46 seconds. While Tien Ned used 7 minutes, 25 seconds. For the evaluators, Tien Wen used 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Tien Francis used 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Tien Abubakar used 2 minutes, 54 seconds. And that is the report for the timer. Now back to my role as the general evaluator. I'm just going to conclude by saying that we all did well in the course of this meeting. The only few observations that I think we can improve on are, one, our timing our opening time for the meeting. We did not start on time. We started at 11:09, and as you all know, in Toastmasters we keep to time. So please, let's take note of that. Then I observed that our grammarian was nowhere to be found. I gave the grammarian enough time to come in, but still she or he couldn't come in. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Tien Larry for coming in to fill the role for the grammarian. Thank you so much, Tien Larry. Also, I made an observation about our energy in the course of the meeting, our enthusiasm. I think it is okay because we are still in the meeting. but I believe it can be improved upon. It is the role of the Toastmaster of the day to charge us and get us ready for the meeting. So please, the Toastmaster of the day, kindly take note of this. And I also want to specially commend the table topics, madam, with the topics she gave out for the species. Thank you once again, TM Victoria Allway. This is the end of my evaluation, or this is the end of my role as the general evaluator. So I'm going to hand over the virtual mic to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Ayo Olarewaju. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Thank you very, very much. We have come to the end of the meeting, and about this time, I would make certain announcements. That is announcements for the best table topics evaluator, best speaker. Okay, I'm best evaluator, I'm best.
We can't hear you again. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. So the table topic winner for this meeting is Toastmaster Lanre Lawal. Okay, and the best evaluator for this meeting is Toastmaster Queen Nkubre. And for the best speaker for today's meeting, Toastmaster Jesufemi Ayola. I'd like everyone to put on their mic and give a round of applause to Toastmaster Jesufemi, not just for winning, but for smashing the ice today.
He's a jolly good fellow.
Thank you. Now we have come to the end of this meeting. Now, everyone had a good time. Did everyone have a good time? Yes.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Yes. I was wearing several caps.
Man, that's a lot of work. Well done. So I would love to hand over. I'm done with my role as a Toastmaster of the day. I'd love to hand over to a beautiful woman who is the president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmaster Club. No other person but yours truly. As you bring this meeting to a close, I would love to welcome our guests. Do we have guests in the house?
I think I invited some.
Yes, you do. My name is
Olusegun Adetunji.
That's right.
It's good to have you here. Could you please tell us?
I'm in a crowded place, as you might see in my background.
All right.
This is why I had to put off the microphone and not the video as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Kindly tell us how you got to know about Toastmasters Club and how you found today's meeting, and if you'd love to come again.
Well, I got to know about Toastmasters long before, meaning listening to some speakers like John Maxwell, etc. So I got to know about Toastmasters from them, how to build your competence and your skill set in terms of presentation and communication with the public. But in terms of getting invited to this particular session, it's Brother Lanre Lawal that invited me today. As a matter of fact, I got the invitation a bit late, so I really did not witness the beginning of the session. What are my opinion about the part that I saw? I'm still learning.
Okay. Would that be all? Thank you so much. Thank you. Do we have another guest?
So I don't do freelance. I like freelance today.
Don't worry. We are lenient on guests, so it's fine. So we hope that you would love to join Toastmasters soon. Toastmaster Larry would show you how. Do we have any other guests? Ahmed.
Okay, yep.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Please tell us how you got to know about Toastmaster, a little about yourself, and how you found today's meeting.
It was a great experience. I think it's my second time attending this Lighthouse Toastmasters meeting. I was invited, got the invitation from Gimba, and I quite appreciate that. And I can't wait to start speaking like Jesus told me right there. Like, I couldn't really participate well today because I'm a bit under the weather, but I just try to follow on with the meeting, and that's all. So it's great, and it's really nice to be here.
All right, thank you very much. Hope you get better.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you.
So do we have any other guests?
Hello there.
Hi.
Hey.
Marty, long time guest.
Yeah, hello there. It's very nice to see you all again. I came here to about 7 meetings last year, and then I took on the role of area director, and I was so busy doing that I never got a chance to come back to see it again. But I took that chance this morning, and I'm delighted to be here, and thank you all for having me here. And I say I hope everyone is keeping well, and I was delighted to be here at your meeting, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maddie, and congratulations on your new office as area director. We're sure you're smashing that role.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for visiting our club. We should visit till there soon.
Yeah.
Thank you. So do we have any other guests? Murugendra. Set me a trap. No. Am I pronouncing Murugendra? Did I pronounce that correctly? Hello. Do you want to say hi to us? You don't have to put on your video. Chidubem Okoye. Are you a guest?
Yeah, he's a guest.
Okay. Please introduce yourself. I think these people are going to cook noodles, actually.
I should add I am an old guest.
A what?
He's an old guest.
An old guest. Okay, yes. Thank you.
He was with us last week.
Okay, we hope you become a family member soon.
That's
are you a guest?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm not a guest, but this is my first time of attending Lighthouse Prestige.
Oh, okay. Yes, you are a guest to our club, but you are a Toastmaster from Surulere Toastmasters, right?
Yes, you're correct. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot for visiting our club. Thanks for doing a club tour and visiting. Okay, so if we do not have any more guests, I'd like to make an announcement. We would be having an evaluation, the division, right? The Division F evaluation masterclass today from 2 to 4 p.m. today. The link will be shared in the chat box now. And also our international speech contest and evaluation contest is coming up next 2 weeks, 19th of February, 2022. So please, would love people to sign up for the evaluation contest and the international speech contest too. I mean, we have great speakers and great evaluators here. So let's show them how it's done. So the date is 19th of February, 2022, and the time is 10 a.m. It's virtual, so you can participate anywhere you are. Also, this is a follow-up announcement that we are having hybrid meetings now. So we have physical venue in 1004 estates in BI. So if you'd love to meet with people, network, not just sit in your room. I mean, are you not tired? Are you not tired of sitting in your room? Come out, have some fresh air. Let's have snacks and have fun while we're at it. So the next meeting for the next hybrid meeting is on the 5th of March, 2022. It has been an awesome meeting. I enjoyed every bit of it. I hope everyone else enjoyed it too. We are pressed for time, but I'd love to say thank you to every single person that made this meeting a success. The evaluators, the role players, the speakers, the table topic speakers as well. I want to say thank you to everyone. It was Eric Ford that once said, coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. We have all worked together for a successful meeting, and it's time to bring it to a close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time. 19